Here's how to get work as a DP or videographer in 2025. Nowadays, everybody has a camera. And let's be real, the FX3 is one of the best camera out there for videographers. And a lot of people have them. So what's gonna differentiate you from the pack? How are you gonna get work? How are you gonna get hired? How are you gonna make money? How are you gonna stay busy like the ChefGayl stays busy? I think I have the recipe for you. So before I share with you the 5 P's to success in 2025, you may be wondering, who am I? What qualifies me to give you advice in 2025? Well, I am Christine. I go by the ChefGayl online, and I can confidently say that I've been working fairly consistently since I was a PA, since what? 2012. I have been blessed, highly favored to have the train still churning, and even in this market where traditional media is dying and the CBSs and the ABCs and everything are, decreasing in their stature and their influence on television and in the media, the landscape is changing. It ain't how it used to. There's a lot more opportunity in the digital space, and there are a lot more cameras and formats and styles that are more widely accepted today than they were before. So there's a market for everyone. There's a way to get in, but the big question is how, and how do you stay working consistently? I'll tell you right off the bat, it's not about the camera that you have. You don't need an Arri, you don't need a Venice, you don't need anything really out of this world. Most of the cameras today are all great. The lenses, they're fantastic. The support, amazing. The tools, the resources, everything is there. And a lot more people have a lot more access to them. And there's a lower entry cost today than there was in the past. So how do you compete with all these other videographers out there? How do I stay working? And I'll break it down, keep it really simple. It's not anything crazy. You don't need to buy anything else. It's the 5 P's. And I'm gonna tell you what the 5 P's are to stay working. The 5 P's are professionalism, positivity, people, problem solver, personality. Those things is what's gonna get you hired. Those things are the key to getting hired in 2025. Let me break it down for you. Professionalism. Yes, everyone has a camera, but not everyone is professional. Not everyone knows how to talk to a client, how to interact with a client, how to manage client relations in a professional way. Some of y'all can't put an email together, let alone reply, let alone have a conversation with someone about scope. So that is potentially one thing that's holding you back. You have to be professional with the clients. You have to make them feel like you are a trustworthy and capable person and entity. Once that professionalism is there and they know that it's established, you'll find that it's a lot easy to progress and move forward. And professional comes in a lot of different formats and ways. One of it could be appearance. How are you dressing? Are you showing up with super bright leopard print colors to set, or are you, got your butt cheeks out in all your videos? You gotta present yourself in a professional way. Whether you like it or not, however you feel about it, there is sort of this general gray zone of how to dress professional on set and how to present yourself in a professional way. I'm not gonna get into that, but make sure you're abiding by that. 2, it can also mean having a professional email and or website or web presence. Is your email bootypoppin@gmail.com, or is it like something crazy? I don't know, but make sure you have a professional email. And if you are going to have a website or a web presence, make sure that it's well presented as well. It's better to have nothing than to have something that doesn't show you in the best light. Professionalism is also how you reply to emails or how you communicate. Are you sending emails with no subjects? Are you not using proper grammar in your communication? Are you getting back to people too late? Are you texting people when you should be calling them? All those things are part of professionalism. Do you have a proper way to send estimates and invoices? You know, are you giving people things on napkins, or are you emailing a nice PDF or a nice deck? Also, how you talk to people. Are you like, yo, what's up, my dog? Or, you know, there's a certain way that you have to talk to clients that you wouldn't necessarily talk to, or you wouldn't necessarily say to your friends. So there's a lot of things that incorporate professionalism. Make sure you exhibit that. The next thing is positivity. Nobody wants to be around a Debbie Downer who's always downing or always seeing the worst in the situation, or just bringing the energy. Positivity, energy, it's infectious, and people can feel that. So if you're in a mindset of, oh, this is not gonna happen, or I'm not gonna get it, oh man, this is the worst, that's somehow gonna be projected. I don't know how, but it is projected. But when you come into something with a positive attitude, whether it's for you or not, when you come into a situation with a positive approach, it makes a whirlwind of difference. So even if you aren't necessarily chosen or picked for someone, people can feel your energy and they're like, wow, I really like this person, so I wanna find a way to work with them. Maybe not now, but down the line. I've had that happen to me where people have like reached out to me and they're like, yo, I really like your vibe. I want to work with you. They haven't seen any of my work. They've just seen my spirit and my vibe. So I'm telling you, positivity goes a long way. If you are feeling sad, if you are in a dark place, that is okay, but you need to hide that. You need to hide that and fake it until you make it. And I'm telling you, it'll work out in the end. There have been tons of times where I wasn't always feeling a situation, or I had some personal things going on, or I'm dealing with a lot. But when I'm on set, I have to change my mindset. I have to be positive. I have to fully immerse myself in that experience and give my best. So don't underestimate the power of positivity. You gotta know going in that it's for you, that you're supposed to be there, that you're gonna have fun, and you're gonna just make the best of every situation. Frame everything positively. Oh, you spilled ice cream on your pants? All right, let's make it positive. Oh, I'm gonna wipe it off. Oh, I have this spot cleaner. Look how great the spot cleaner works. Or you know what? This looks like the design on the pants. It doesn't actually look that bad with the ice cream stain. Or you know what? It's not even gonna be seen on camera, so it's okay. Just frame everything positive. The glass has to be half full, not half empty. The third one is people. You need to care about people. At the end of the day, people make films, they make content to get a reaction from an audience, for viewers, for other people. They're making it with people, for people. I mean, this industry is all about people. We don't have robots sitting out there watching our content. We have real people watching what we're making. So you need to cater to people in this industry, and not in a way where you're bowing down or, you know, worshiping people. No, you just need to have other people's experiences in mind and actually care about them. So that could be something as simple as, I'm gonna bring an extra water for the crew member or for my DP, or making sure that there's water and crafting on set. If I have a client and I know that they like to see what I'm doing, I'm gonna make sure I have a monitor for them. If I know it's gonna be a hot day, maybe I'll bring a fan that I have, my own personal fan, and I'll give it to the director or the producer, or I'll offer it to them so that they have it. If we're driving someplace, I'll offer to assist with navigation. Just constantly thinking about the team and the people, that will go such a long way. Remember, it's not about you, it's about the team. And the more you make it about the people around you, the more they will make it about you. And 9 times out of 10, you get rehired not because you did the most amazing job and got the most fantastic shots and you got the sunset right as it was coming down. No, you get hired because the people felt good around you. The people liked you. The people like what you brought to set. People like your spirit. Even if your shots were like, okay, decent, but it worked, but you were just a fantastic person, I promise you, you'll get hired again. So it's not always about the camera, the gear, the tech, the fanciness, but are you making the experience fun and interesting and positive and helpful and caring for the people that you're working with? And if you do, you'll find yourself getting hired a lot more. The fourth one is problem solver. Things are gonna go wrong. Things are not gonna be perfect. Can you get creative and solve a problem? Problem solvers get hired. And it doesn't have to be your problem. It might be someone else's problem, someone on the team. Someone spilled something on their shirt, but you're like, oh, let's take this paper towel, let's take a little Dawn soap, let's put a little water on it, we'll get it out. Okay, then let's blow dry it. You will be fine by the time we're ready to go. That's problem solving. That's helping out. Maybe another person on set, the sound person, they're running low on batteries and there's not enough time to run out and get batteries. And you're like, oh wait, I have this power bank. Can this work? And can you connect it? Boom, great. Or you know what? We're trying to get a certain shot, but this room isn't necessarily working. You know what? Let me switch to a different lens that has a crazy low aperture and we can frame it up like this and still get something decent that's with a weird environment. You know, maybe there randomly sun came out of nowhere and you weren't expecting it. So, you know what? Maybe you find a shaded area or a tree, or, you know, maybe someone on set that you're working with is being really difficult and you just help to diffuse the situation or be an intermediary to maybe distract another person so that another person has some relief. Maybe someone is thirsty and you just offer them some water. Maybe there's a certain angle that they're trying to get and you're like, oh wait, there's this ledge. I can get up on this ledge and get that shot. So just being willing to solve a problem is so helpful. Even if you don't necessarily have the answer, working towards a solution makes the world of a difference. Complaining about the problem isn't gonna help. Dismissing it isn't gonna help. Ignoring it isn't gonna work. But if you have the attitude of how can I help, that goes a long way, I tell you, especially if it's someone else's problem and you're able to help and get them out of a pickle or get them out of a jam, they're gonna remember that and they're gonna want you back. So be a problem solver, not a complainer, not a negative Nancy, not a Debbie Downer. How can we make this happen and how can I help? That has to be your mindset. The last one is personality. People aren't hiring cameras, they're hiring people to operate the cameras. So be you, bring some swagger, be yourself, have fun, enjoy the process. People want to be around other people that are themselves, are their best selves, and just having a good time and enjoying life. So like, be personable, be yourself, let your personality show. I mean, if you have a terrible personality, then child, you're gonna have to work on that. If someone ask your people, do I have a resting type of face? Do I look mean? Am I coming across? How am I presenting? Because sometimes we're not aware of how we're presenting, and there's nothing wrong. Like, your face is your face, but you just want to make sure that, what am I trying to say? Be yourself. Don't be mean. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Don't be mean. Be a good person, but just be yourself. Be authentic. And I think that will go a long way. People don't want to interact with cardboard boxes. They want to interact with people who talk back, who contribute, who are present. That's it. I think that's it. I'm gonna say personality and presence, or present. Be present. If you're here on this shoot, don't worry about your taxes. Don't worry about your boyfriend or your girlfriend or you know, the squirrel or the bird that pooped on your car or something that happened. Like, you really gotta lock in and just be there in that moment and bring your best and give your best, and that will go a long way. I am the Chef Gal, and you just got the recipe.